Yo, what up guys, MxgicIQ here, and today I'm showing you guys the best way to get parts in the Crew Motorfest. Now, this used to be the best method before the Peacock Flats method was found, but now, ever since the update, they nerfed the Peacock Flats and any other feats that you guys do, including speed traps for the XP and money farm. So, if you guys are curious what the best money farm and XP farm is now, I will be coming out with that video later on tonight. But for now, I have the best way to get parts in the Crew Motorfest as of right now, as the Peacock Flats escape is no longer viable, okay? Now, you could probably still do this Peacock Flats feat with drag cars, as you guys see right now. It still technically works. It's just slower, if not a little bit faster for parts maybe than, you know, some of the other categories of vehicles, depending on what you're using, than the Hummer race. But the problem is the amount of money and XP you're getting alongside the parts isn't worth it, and I believe just getting one part per run is kind of lowering your RNG in terms of getting the legendary parts that you need. Your efforts might be nerfed in that regard since you're getting less parts at one time. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. So that is officially slower than the Hummer event now. So now you just go back to doing the Hummer event, okay? Now the best farm for, I guess you could say, parts probably is the Hummer event. Now if you're using macros or whatever on PC, you can still just do what I was doing right there. You could just set it up to do that. I love how Militia Gaming Community explained this today in a new video from him. I'm going to put it link down below in the description, because essentially, like, this doesn't change anything for the people that were cheating already. Now they can just cheat, but just have to switch the inputs on the macros. The difference is the people that were sitting there actually doing the grind, which it doesn't matter how you play the game, just like Militia said. If you're there actually pressing the buttons and you want to go through the treacherous grind of sitting there and rewinding all the time to get your parts, then go ahead and do that. Because the actual grind it takes to get a set in this game, it took like 5 hours or so while doing that grind with the feat, or doing this Hummer event right here. And I'm going to show you guys how to set this up right now, because this is the best new way. I guess you could say it's new, but it was just the way before we found the feats to get parts. Essentially, this takes you about 1 minute to 2 minutes, and it is right over here. If it takes you 2 minutes, actually, there's probably something wrong, but it does take about 1 minute and 30 seconds on average. And what you can do, I'm going to show you guys the exact route to take. Make sure, obviously, you guys have a full set of either, you know, maxed out loot digger, or you have at least Goldfinger and Lucky on every piece. This is actually technically not a loot digger set, because I'm still looking for the exhaust, but I already have every set for the racing category. You want to get to about 41.5% Goldfinger and 178.5% Lucky. Then you want to go over to the profile, go over to driver, and then you want to go over to your legend points and make sure you respec everything. Get all your points back, and then you're going to spec everything into Goldfinger, Lucky, Legend, and Rich. At least that's what I'm going to do while I'm grinding. And at the same time, I'm going to do Pure, Extra Pump, and then after I do those, I'm probably going to do something like Frantic. Just try and get your nitrous and everything maxed out so that you have the most speed possible while doing this event as well. So now we're going to go back to the event, exit out here, and I'm just going to show you guys the exact route to take on this Hummer event, which, if you guys haven't seen it already, this is now, again, the best way to get parts, at least for every other class except for Street Tier 2 and Street Tier 1. I will show you the best Street Tier 1 and Street Tier 2 parts race after this as well. But first, to set up this race, what you guys are going to want to do is go down here and go to custom. And then this is also the best way to earn money now in the Crew Motorfest. Or is it? I might have another guide coming out today showing you guys one of the best ways to get money, and you'd be kind of surprised. I think it might even be faster than the old way. I don't even know yet. We'll see. I saw something and I want to try it, so I'm going to test it out. The only problem is I'm not going to have the parts to be able to make it as viable as possible. So at the moment, if you guys are looking for money too, this is probably one of the best ways to grind that if you have the clean driving bonus on and you're using any off-road category, because any other category of car will get damaged. And essentially in this race, what you can do is, if you're using an off-road car and not a racing category car or something like that, your your car will be able to take the jumps, and your car will be 100% health. And by the time you get to the end of the race, if you have your clean driving bar filled completely still, and you have your health filled completely still, it'll give you like a $5,000 to $6,000 bonus on top of the cash you get. So I believe you get like 25 to 30K in a minute 30, which is pretty good for money grinding. So alrighty guys, now how to actually complete this event. What you're going to want to do off the rip is just turn your wheels straight to the right. We're going to be going straight to the right as soon as the race starts. You're not going to have much grip in any other car besides an off-road vehicle, but once you hit the road, you'll be moving, okay? Now there's a couple routes you can take here, but I highly recommend going to the left as it's just straight up faster. You can go to the right and you're going to want to go left here in all cars, okay, no matter what. Avoid the swinging AI. Oh my god. They're hyper aggressive. You want to wait till after that gutter just to be safe and hit the reset. And then at this point, you're just driving like you would in any normal rally or rally raid car or motocross, whatever you wanted to use. Only things you can't do on this event are boats and planes, and as well as the drag racing. I don't know what drag guys are going to do now. You could probably still do the Peacock Flats and just reset it, but it's just going to take you even longer now if you don't have those already. If you're in any other car besides a racing car or any off-road car, you just want to go straight to the right and head straight to the checkpoint. If you are in a I guess you could say on-road vehicle or grip vehicle of any kind, being a racing car, street racing tier 1 or 2, you guys are going to want to go to the left back there, and I believe this is the quickest way for those type of vehicles. And as you see, we crossed the line at 116. Now what this should do is this should give us around $20,000 as well as a decent amount of parts. I believe 5 to 6 parts, sometimes 4 if you don't have any Goldfinger or Lucky spec'd into your build. But we're going to go ahead and see what we get here. You guys see we got about 11,000 XP. We got about $19,000, so $22,000 in total for our affix bonuses. We got 1, 2, 3, nice, 1 legendary, 4, 5, 6 parts, nice. And then once we get Goldfinger, we will be getting more parts as well. Or I'm sorry, Loot Digger. Once we get Loot Digger, we'll be getting more parts as well. So as you guys saw, that was 2 legendary parts right there, which is very nice from 1 run, okay? This is probably the new best way to get parts. It's not as fast as the feats were, but this is now taking back its first spot place as the parts grind, okay? Alrighty guys, now that I've showed you the best way to get parts for pretty much every other class except for Street 1 and 2, now you can also check this out. I believe Groundworks is still second to even the Hummer event technically, but the amount of parts this race gives you once you have Goldfinger, Lucky, and Loot Digger is actually pretty ridiculous. So this might still be the top one for Street Tier 1 and 2. Now you want to turn the clean driving bonus on always just to get more money. It's always going to be worth it. So make sure you're on custom, and you're going to want to go ahead and select whatever Street Tier 1 or 2 car that you guys want to use, but make sure to select the same car twice, okay? So I'm going to go to Street Tier 2. I'm going to look for my car with the Loot Digger set on it, and I'm going to go ahead and equip that car, and whenever I equip that car, I'm going to use that car twice. So as you see, it's the Huracan. We're going to go boom, and then we're going to select it again and go boom, okay? Now I'm going to run through the entire event. At this point, you just want to do the race as normal, okay? Alrighty guys, now you're gonna want to race this race normally for the most part, but there are a couple shortcuts at which I'm actually going to show you guys, so just stay tuned real quick. I'm going to show you guys a couple ways you can make this race a little bit faster for yourself. They're pretty self-explanatory honestly, as well as here you want to go as far to the right as possible and then just hook left and just hold it. You don't have to lift throughout that entire section through the tunnel as well. I almost said garage, obviously isn't a parking lot. You don't pretty much have to lift the entirety of the first leg of this race. Now on top of staying to the right on that bridge back there, as you see I did have an issue, but you're going to want to just go straight through these checkpoints. Now here's what I mean by that. After this one, instead of braking and going to the left like Duke is there, you're just going to want to go straight through, and then here I cut through the grass here as well, and then just cut straight through here, and then right out the back of that cement truck, right through there. Stay to the right of this checkpoint, cut as close as I can to here, and we're just moving, okay? So through this part, I actually go on the concrete there, go as tight to that wall as possible. You will still hit the checkpoint, and then go through there like that. Try not to hit as many gates as I did, but that is probably the most efficient way to take that route. Now this was an evidently slow run for me. Obviously I messed up a few times trying to explain things, but not bad. About 3 minutes to 3:30 is usually your typical time. This was a little bit slower than usual. It's a lot of parts, you guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and let the roll of parts play here and go ahead and move my camera out of the way. Alrighty, you guys, well, I hope this was helpful. You guys now see the best way to get parts for every racing car, every street tier 1 and 2 car, every off-road car. This is the best way to do it, as well as monster trucks. The only one that I'm not sure you should do anything else besides Peacock Flats still is the drag racing event. And now what you would do for Peacock Flats is just at the beginning of the video what you saw, rewind until the event forces you to retry, and then just retry with the drag car and then hope it grips up. That's pretty much all you can do now for drag racing, or you can just grind through the events, which take 2 to 3 minutes each for like 1 to 2 parts, which is pretty lame. But there needs to be more ways for grinding parts in a drag car. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in to MxgicIQ. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I will be coming out with a money grind and best way to get money in the Crew Motorfest video coming soon, probably today, later tonight. So I appreciate you guys. Come tune into the stream. We're probably live right now testing some things out with the new update and playing the grand race as well. I appreciate you guys. MxgicIQ, and I'm out. Later.